All right, so we stopped at the story of Salih. We didn't finish the story of Prophet Salih last week, but today, inshallah, we're going to finish all the way until Prophet Shu'aib. We have Prophet Nuh, Prophet Lut, Prophet Nuh, Prophet Hud, Salih, and then Lut, Shu'aib. That's one passage of all the prophets. Then we have a long passage about Prophet Musa, and then we wrap up the surah. So inshallah today we'll finish all the prophets and we'll see what are the message or the key lessons from each of the prophets. We spoke about Prophet Nuh. Prophet Nuh was the first prophet to actually face an idolatrous community, and Allah destroyed this community by sending a great flood, a tufan. And then after that, the next nation after that is Prophet Hud sent to the nation of Ad. And Allah even said, وَاذْكُرُوا إِذْ جَعَلَكُمْ خُلَفَاءَ مِنْ بَعْدِ قَوْمِ نُوحٍ. And make remembrance, or remember when you were made to be the Khalifa, the one that succeeded from the people of Nuh. So the great nation after Prophet Nuh was the nation of Prophet Hud. And after that nation, the next nation is the nation of Prophet Salih, the nation of Thamud. And the nation of Thamud, where is this? Most probably this is going to be at northern of the Arabian Peninsula, Jordan area, around that region, because Allah mentioned that تَتَّخِذُونَ مِنْ سُهُولِهَا قُصُورًا وَتَنْحِتُونَ الْجِبَالَ بُيُوتًا. They would carve out mountains as their homes. That great architecture, we find them until today in those regions. And this is a warning to the Quraysh, because the Quraysh, they thought that they were powerful, they could oppress the Muslims. So Allah is telling them, look at nations before you, there were nations much greater than you. And the Arabs in Mecca, they didn't have any civilization, they didn't have any architectural buildings that they could actually showcase. Nothing great in that region. They didn't even have books. The first book in Arabic language was the Quran. Before they had poetry written on leather, carved on bones and so on, but you don't have a book in itself. So that shows how backward that region is before the coming of Islam. So Allah is telling the Quraysh, look at the people nations before you, they were much stronger than you. And these are Arab nations. The Ad and Thamud are Arab nations, and the Quraysh are familiar with these two nations. So they are your ancestors, they're stronger than you, they're much more powerful than you, yet when they reject the Prophet, Allah destroyed them. And we also see that the way to solve the problem of arrogance, the prescription against the disease of arrogance in this few ayats is remembrance of Allah's blessings. Because Allah says, فَاذْكُرُوا آلَاءَ اللَّهِ. To the people of Ad, فَاذْكُرُوا آلَاءَ اللَّهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. And remember the blessings that Allah has given you so that you may be successful. And then to the people of Thamud, Allah says, فَاذْكُرُوا آلَاءَ اللَّهِ وَلَا تَعْثَوْا فِي الْأَرْضِ مُفْسِدِينَ. Remember the blessings that Allah has given you and don't spread corruption on earth. So we see that the underlying reason why people disobeyed Allah in this surah, from the story of Iblis, and then to the rejection of prophets by their people, the problem is the problem of arrogance, and the cure to arrogance, prescription in this few ayat, is gratitude, remembrance of Allah's blessings. Because if you remember Allah's blessings upon you, then it's hard for you to be arrogant, because you realize that it's not you that is great. Everything that you have is given to you by Allah. That's where we stopped last week. وَقَالَ الْمَلَأُ الَّذِينَ اسْتَكْبَرُوا مِنْ قَوْمِهِ. Now the mala means the rich and powerful elite, the elite from those who are istikbar, those who are arrogant. Now if we look at the way Allah described the mala in each qawm, it's slightly different. Because the qawm of Prophet Nuh, Allah says, قال الملأ من قومه. Every single mala, every single elite from the nation of Prophet Nuh, the people of Prophet Nuh, rejected the message of Prophet Nuh. And then the Prophet Hud, قال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه. The mala, the elite, the disbelieving elite from the people. That means some are believers, some are disbelievers. And now what we read here is قال الملأ الذين استكبروا من قومه. The arrogant from among the mala, from the elite of the people of Thamud. They are speaking. Now للذين استضعفوا, and they are talking, they are addressing the weak. Istud'ifu here, Allah did not say they were addressing the da'if. Istud'ifu means they are being made to continuously be weak. That means they are being oppressed by the rich and powerful. And they ask, do you really believe that Salih is a prophet from his Lord? So what we understand from this ayah is that some of the followers, some of the weak from among the people of Thamud believed in the message of Prophet Salih. Some of the elite rejected. And now the elite are asking those poor and weak and say that, آمَنَ مِنْهُ أَتَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّ صَالِحًا مُرْسَلٌ. Are you really sure? Do you really know that Salih is a prophet sent by his master? And the response from the weak and poor, the oppressed here, they say, "Inna bima ursila bihi mu'minun." Indeed, we believe in whatever that has been sent to him. And then the response from the arrogant elite is that, "Inna billadhi amantum bihi kafirun." We reject, we disbelieve with whatever that is being sent down to Prophet Salih. A bit of a grammar detail here. You will notice that when in ayah 75, the believing people, what they say is, the mu'min, they say, "Inna bima ursila bihi." Bima, the operating word that I want you to focus on there is bima, as opposed to inna billadhi amantum bihi kafirun. Here is not bima, billadhi. So ma and alladhi both are mausul, it's a mausul, connecting noun. Do you still remember your SPM? High school Arabic? Yeah, all right. So these are connecting nouns, connecting statements. In English, probably you use that or those. But bima is more generic. Billadhi is more specific. So what the believers are saying, whatever that the Prophet brings forth, we believe. We don't need to know the detail. If it comes from the Prophet, bima ursila bihi mu'minun. We just believe whatever that the Prophet brings. But then now the elite, they say, inna billadhi amantum bihi kafirun. With every specific detail that you believe in. That means, what it means here is, they have studied the message from Prophet Salih and choose to reject it. So it is not just a rejection, it's a rejection knowingly that they're rejecting the truth. And this is where if you come back to Imam al-Ghazali's al-Iqtisad fil i'tiqad, how do you define a kafir in the Quranic context? I mean, of course, every word will have different meaning based on context. If you look at the fiqhi definition of the word kafir, then you're talking about someone who's not a Muslim. You're either a Muslim or a kafir. But then it doesn't mean that every single kafir falls under the kafir in the Quran, all this punishment, khalidina fiha, and so on. Because you have a more detailed criteria. One of it is that the person must have heard the message in a reasonable manner. And then if he has any doubts, the doubts are being addressed. And he's been given time and opportunity to think about it, and then he rejects it. So this is where it becomes the billadhi amantum bihi kafirun. With whatever that you are believing, you weak and weak people that you believe in this Prophet Salih, every single point that you believe in, we reject, we disbelieve. فَعَقَرُوا النَّاقَةَ, and then they killed the naqah. وَعَتَوْا عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِمْ, and they rebelled against the command of Allah. This is the miracle that was given to Prophet Salih, because the people of Thamud, they are known for their ability to carve rocks, mountains, and make it into their homes. So their challenge to Prophet Salih, if you're true, then carve out a camel from the mountains and make it a true living camel. And then the camel came out, and Prophet Salih said, وَلَا تَمَسُّوهَا بِسُوءٍ, do not harm this camel. As an act of rebellion, going beyond just harming, they killed the camel. فَعَقَرُوا النَّاقَةَ وَعَتَوْا عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِمْ, as a way of, ataw here is as a show of rebellion. And they challenge Prophet Salih now, Ya Salih u'tina bima ta'iduna in kunta minal mursalin. O Salih, now bring forth whatever that you have promised, all the punishment that you've threatened us with, bring forth, and if you are truly a prophet. And Allah punished them with rajfah. What is rajfah? Rajfah is a series of earthquake, violent earthquake. That is rajfah. One way to imagine rajfah, I don't know, Malaysian kids probably will relate to this. Not Malaysian kids, Malaysian adults who were kids grew up in Malaysia. When you play that getah, numpak getah, that motion of the string, that is rajfah. So it's, or perhaps everyone can relate today, waves of quakes. No, not yo-yo. Those who go to the gym, that whatever string, rope that you do, what do you do with that rope? Sorry, I don't go to the gym. Yeah. So that rope create that waves. So imagine the earth turns into that shape and it goes continuously. So that is rajfah. فَأَصْبَحُوا فِي دَارِهِمْ جَاثِمِينَ, and you just see in the morning all dead bodies just lying around. فَتَوَلَّى عَنْهُمْ. Now Prophet Salih turned away from all this dead body, and وَقَالَ يَا قَوْمِ, and he was talking to his people. His people are dead now. It's just an expression of regret. Oh my people, لَقَدْ أَبَلَغْتُكُمْ رِسَالَةً, I have preached or passed down to you the message from my Lord. وَنَصَحْتُ لَكُمْ, and I have given you sincere advice. وَلَكِنْ لَا تُحِبُّونَ النَّاصِحِينَ, yet you do not like advisors, people who give you sincere advice. You rejected me because I was giving you sincere advice. Now, this part, I think you can see, if you imagine, after everything's destroyed and everyone's dead, except Prophet Salih and his followers. Prophet Salih is now looking at all this dead body, he's turning around, he's feeling sad and say, Ya qawmi, laqad abalaghtukum risalati rabbi, I have what do you call that? Spread the message from Allah, from my Lord to you. And this, you see the characteristic of a da'i, someone who carries the message from Allah. And by extension, because we don't have any prophets, it's part of our responsibility to carry now the prophetic light in spreading Islam. But what you see here is that the Prophet, when they do their job, they're coming from a point of love. They actually love their people. And they feel sad that their people are being destroyed. It's not like Prophet Saleh going like, see, I told you, rasakan lu. Sorry. The Indonesians probably get that. How do I translate that to English? Serves you right. Told you so. Serves you right. Huh? How is it you say in Indonesia? Rasain lo. How do you say in Malay? Betul, padan muka kau. So, see, when we do works of da'wah, we are carrying the responsibilities of the Prophet. It should come from a point of love, that you love your people. Because of that, you want to get as many people as possible into Jannah, away from punishment of Allah. And we see that when Prophet Nuh said, أو عجبتم أن جاءكم ذكر من ربكم على رجل منكم لينذركم ولتتقوا ولعلكم ترحمون. So the mission of the Prophet is to warn you, لينذركم ولتتقوا, so that you may protect yourself, ولعلكم ترحمون, so you may achieve the mercy of Allah. Rahmah is being mentioned there. This is the embodiment of the prophetic mission, and especially our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is the Prophet of Rahmah. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. You have not been sent, O Muhammad, except as a rahmah, a mercy to the entire universe. And also, our Prophet himself in the hadith about his name, he said, أَنَا النَّبِيَّ رَحْمَةً, I am the Prophet of mercy. On the day of Fathu Makkah, the conquest of Makkah, this was the biggest triumph in the prophetic mission. Now he's coming with one of the perhaps the largest army the Arabs had ever seen, 10,000 people, disciplined, marching together. And then one of the leaders, he pointed people, leaders of each battalion, and one of them said, Al-Yawm Yawmul Malhama. Today is a day of destruction. And the Prophet removed him. He said, today is not the day of destruction. Removed him from position of leadership. So this is the Prophet of Rahmah. وَلُوطًا. Now we go to Prophet Lut. Prophet Lut, إِذْ قَالَ لِقَوْمِهِ أَتَأْتُونَ الْفَاحِشَةَ مَا سَبَقَكُمْ بِهَا مِنْ أَحَدٍ مِنَ الْعَالَمِينَ. Said that, are you doing a kind of shamelessness that no one before you has ever done? And so what is this kind of shamelessness? إِنَّكُمْ لَتَأْتُونَ الرِّجَالَ شَهْوَةً مِنْ دُونِ النِّسَاءِ. That you approach men of the same gender with lust instead of going to women. بَلْ أَنْتُمْ قَوْمٌ مُسْرِفُونَ. And indeed you are people who have transgressed all boundaries, go excessive. Now this is a problem not just today. Prophet Lut faced the same problem thousands of years ago. Shaitan's not that creative. Evil is being recycled, but he's creative in the way it's being packaged, new packaging. But shamelessness, and this is the height of shamelessness. We started with the surah with the objective of Iblis. What was the objective of Iblis? يا بني آدم قد أنزلنا عليكم لباسا يواري سوآتكم وريشا ولباس التقوى ذلك خير. Allah said that Allah gifted us with clothes. Clothes is a gift from Allah. No other creature on earth wear clothes except for human being. And then Allah says, يا بني آدم لا يفتننكم الشيطان كما أخرج أبويكم من الجنة ينزع عنهما لباسهما. So, O children of Adam, do not be deceived by Shaitan, as he has expelled your parents from Jannah and remove your parents' clothings. The mission of Shaitan is to spread shamelessness, al-fahsha. And the height of al-fahsha is this: you're going against your fitrah, against your natural self, the way that God has created you. Today, we live at a time where perhaps this type of shamelessness is more widespread than at any time in history. What is the argument for it? And I understand, I'm not that active in university anymore. But 10 years ago, when was the plebiscite? Was it 2016, is it? The vote to legalize same-sex marriage? 2016, wasn't it? No, here in Australia. Yeah? 2018. So, 2018. How do you remember? You studied. All right, okay. So, 2018. I remember I gave a khutbah encouraging Muslims to go out and vote, make our voices heard. At that time, it was a different Australia. Most of the imams still held to the opinion that voting is haram. I was called by the imams and so on, because encouraging people to vote. But at that time, there was a confusion even among our Muslim students, the uni students. Because when you look at the alphabet community, they are generally supportive of us. When we ask for halal food, campaign for halal food, they'll be supporting us. right to wear hijab, they'll be there with us. So now they're saying that we've scratched your back. Why don't you scratch our back? We need your vote to support us. So some of the Muslim students at that time came to me and they said, Zizi, these are very nice people. What's wrong with what they're doing? You know, at the end of the day, they're not harming anyone. They're just loving someone and loving in a different way. So what's wrong with it? Yeah? Pardon?
I'm saying Tawbah. It's astaghfirullah.
Oh, astaghfirullah. Yeah, but you see, when you look at it, what's wrong with it? They're not disturbing anyone. They're generally nice people. When we are campaigning for Palestine, not just we are joining their march. It's not that they are joining our march, right? You walk side by side with them during the student encampment. You find them everywhere. So now, what's wrong with them? Why is Islam so harsh against them? Why do you think so?
Subjective the institution of marriage.
They're not disturbing us. You want to marry a male wants to marry female. Go ahead and marry. We just want to do something different. We're not stopping you from doing what you do, so don't stop us from doing what we do. How do you justify that it's against fitrah? They say that that's how God created me. I love differently. Sorry, not me, that person. Sheikh Ahmad Mamdouh really hates it when I do that.
God said different things.
Yeah?
So we're meant to reproduce. So that's to be married.
Yeah, so you reproduce, they don't have to reproduce.
That brings diseases and all that.
Subjective reality.
Yeah?
Subjective reality.
At the end of the day, we have to come back to how do we determine what is right and